Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing with mono, white, angel tribal. Yeah, so what does that mean? It means all of our cards are white, thus the mono white, and angel tribal, because we got tons of angel cards that help to synergize with each other. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, the current cover model on Buns of Steel magazine, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by Poor Planeswalker, called Mono White Angels. Yeah, I played a couple of Mono White Angel decks. This was the best of them, so that's what we're gonna play today. All right, let's get down to it. Let's take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit about how it works. Then we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got today? This is not the actual original deck put together by our pal Poor Planeswalker. I did not have enough wild cards to put it together. A lot of the stuff is from Edge of Eternities, and man, it is hard to hold on to rare wild cards. But so I made a few adjustments. I have more like Authority of the Consuls in here, less Lightstall Inquisitors, that kind of stuff. So, but it's close enough. It's close enough. All right, so we got Authority of the Consuls, which to me was one of the best cards. From the set, it just rips a lot of decks apart. Opponent's creatures enter tapped. Whenever they enter, you gain a life. That is so bad for red, mono red aggro. You gain a life whenever your creature enters. You gain a life. This guy comes out. He's got vigilance. He's an angel, and your opponent has to exile a card from their hand, and they can play that for one more than a cast. Each land played this way, it tapped, so whatevs. It's an angel. It's a 1. It's kind of weird that it's not flying. It'd be better if it had flying as well, but whatevs. Giada comes out for 2. She's fantastic for angel decks because with flying and vigilance, and you can use her as a mana source for playing angel cards, and whenever an angel enters the battlefield under your control, you put an additional popo counter on that angel. So she just totally pumps up angels like crazy. This is not an angel. But for, you tap something for 2. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. 12, it becomes flying lifelink and can attack. Shelter by Ghost pins everything down, gives your guy ward 2 lifelink +1/+0, also known as Pozo. No, I keep doing it. +1/+0. Popsa. Something like that. Pops. There you go. Youthful Valkyrie, 1/3. Whenever another angel enters, you popo counter on it. This one, you gain a life. Whenever you gain 3 more life at the end of your turn, you draw a card. You warp it out if you need to draw a card, kind of situation. Inspiring Overseer, you gain a life and draw a card. And Resplendent Angel, if you gain, 5 or more life at the end of the turn, you create a 4/4 flying angel token with vigilance, and then you could also pump her with 6 mana to give her +2/+2 and lifelink, which means that she'll gain the 5 life and gets herself pregnant essentially. So this is a angel baby mama right there, pumping them out. Exemplar of the Light. Whenever you gain life, you put a popo counter on this creature. If you gain 1 or more popo, draw a card. Only triggers once per turn. Astelli Reclaimer allows you to bring back a non-creature, non-land permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty much going to be like whatever, Lumen-Class. What does it say exactly? Non-creature, non-land. So yeah, Lumen-Class or Case or Authorita or Shelter by Ghost, something like that, right? You can bring that back. Elspeth puts out white soldiers. You can give guys +1/+1 and flying. Let's see. Destroy target creature the opponent controls. Mana 3 or greater. Exalted Sunborn. If you would put one or more tokens under your control. You put twice that many tokens instead. There's some ways to synergize with this card. Lyra, flying first strike lifelink. Other entities get +1/+1 and lifelink. So she is a Angel Lord. And the Starfield Shepherd. You gotta look for a land. You warp it out, look for a land. So she's kind of like a mana ramp angel. This can also be an angel. This destroys non-basic lands. This keeps your angels from being countered. And there you go. So what we're going to do, we're going to get out our cheap cards first. This will keep your hasty guys off you. We'll get out Giada, start pumping out other angels who will be stronger because of it. They'll start getting you life and drawing you cards. At which point you'll be able to get out these guys who have special abilities beyond the control of mortal men. And they're flying and they're big. And hopefully you got enough to kill people with. All right, there you go. It's just get them out, control the board, pump, and attack. All right, before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Volgaroth, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, fighting against Duque, I believe, that is just a really bad way of spelling it. All right, got a couple sheltered by ghosts. That'd be great if we can keep a creature out, which I don't really see here. All right, let's stay out there, Angel. Gotta put up with all this warping. How can I play everything for 2? Really? Should I go for the mana? That's what I should do. All right, we'll peel back a little bit of his onion. He doesn't seem to like to keep things in the battlefield at all. So the shelter by ghosts aren't really helping us at all. He's not a big fan of permanents. Let's gain some life, baby. Apparently we didn't gain enough. Do you think this guy's really just playing a warp deck? Alright, let's pick his hand. Pick something you don't like. All right, back up to 10 at least. Use this Inquisitor as a chump. He didn't chump very long. Boing, yoing, yoing, yoing. I think we're okay. I'm not going to be able to block it. I got nothing going on. All right, let's put out the Angel. And we win! That was enough to make him pee his pants. Victory! All right, playing against Kenji. And we're going to keep it. And we'll throw it out. We'll get ourselves a nice authority in place. You shall respect it. 3, 5, and 5. Nothing to do on this turn. All right. Hopefully we can keep some angels out. That'd be nice. Well, that didn't work out well. Oh, Giada, I would have liked to have seen you a long time ago, lady. All right, come on. This guy's playing a slow game. He's trying to do control, I would bet. Not showing anything, though. There's 5. Should I bother with the Giada? Unfortunately, this is a skeleton now. It's all weird. You can try to pin down the Dawnbringer. The bringer of the dawn. And pop, pop. And we win. Apparently he couldn't control everything. Victory! Alright, playing against Asteeko. Turn off our propellers, because I don't like them. That's a good card to drop on first turn. I gotta get those propellers turned off. There we go. We get sheltered by Ghost on our little Sanctifier here in a bit. Yeah, the Sanctifier is much more of a problem. Angelsaurus Rex. That one's cool. And, here, let's go in. The problem is, do we want to block the bat or not, right? That's what we want to ask ourselves. We could shelter by ghosts on that guy. Swank. Got double life gain. Unfortunately, double life gain is the same as regular life gain. Pump, pump! Well, we are just not doing very well. There's nothing in our graveyards, so we want to hold it there. You want to come at me, brah? Mana value. Yeah, okay, we could toss some people here. Let's just get rid of the muscle. I'd love to get rid of Linden. It's just not happening at the moment. All right, we're going to keep the Exemplar back. And we're cool. We have nothing in the graveyard yet. Well, he just keeps laying it out, doesn't he? We got a real, like, Juggernaut there. The problem is I need him back as defense. Let's get ourselves even more life. Draw a card. That's fine. They all have flying. And I need to pump is what I need to do. So let's just create something. That's fine. Alright, do I want to just beat some butt here? Let's send them both in. It's fine. Alright, he's down to 11. Nothing in our graveyard. Alright, still, I'm looking good. I could always chump. You want to come in Batley on me? Nope, you don't. And we win! Yeah, we were just too much for this guy. Victory! I played against Pixel X. And so then Speed Racer is racing against his unknown brother, also known as Pixel X. Alright, this is just a station. Just cheap keep. This guy has no sleeves. What is up with that? They practically pass them out when you walk in the door. Mauler. Alright, well, I'll put out Giada. Hopefully it won't just kill her. That would be bad. Cubert, there's some Energon cubes for you. As you're swimming over the fake water. Pretend you're a giant fish in a little ocean. Alright, stay alive. Stay alive, Giada. The thing about Giada, she usually just gets smoked straight up. I can put out the Starfield Shepherd. She can give me a nice mana, nice basic planes there. Alright, Izzet seems to be very confused. I remember I used to love Izzet. I forget what it was we used to play. I think it was Ravnica Izzet. That was fantastic, whatever it was. But nowadays, I don't know, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I think Izzet used to be a lot trixier. All right, you've taken like 400 times too long to play your turn already. All right, we got enough. We got a Giada. Let's put the Giada down. Come on, Giada. We're going for it. Come on. Come on, let it go. It's my turn, man. There we go. Yeah, you're trying to play bouncing on me there. Alright, so I'll be able to throw out a 5, provided Giada stays. Nothing in my graveyard, it's fine. Giada did not stay. Alright, there we are. 3, got a couple of 5s. Exalted Sunborn would be pretty cool. You're not going to get anywhere with FOMO. You don't have enough in the graveyard. You're just going to trip. You're just totally shooting FOMO in the butt. I mean, I can't block is a problem. Nope. The life gain from the Sunburn should be pretty decent. Alright, so that's some life gain as well. What can I get out with that? Not enough to block. Let's just do the Sunburn. Alright, take it down. Alright, I have to block now. I gots to. I may not have enough. I mean, he's going to get at least 9 through. I got life gain, though. We'll have to do math like a nerd. So I can gain 4 out of whatever we got going on here. I don't have any control. That's a big problem. All right, so I've got 8. Here's 5, 3, 3, 4. The best thing I could do is just take down the 4. That leaves me with what? 6. It's 11 minus 4. Brings me to 7. Ones you can't pump, right? Lyra's got lifelink as well. We can put out some chumps. Lyra's got the juice. The juice that's worth the squeeze. I also don't know if I can take another hit. It's a problem. I mean, Exalted Sunburn can go in and get me 4 life, which would be great. All right, man, you got nothing. All you could do is just pop that. What do you say? I have to gain at least 5. I don't think I got... So let's just put Lyra out. I'd love to put out some Resplendent Angel babies. Ooh, that's a lot going on there, isn't it? Yeah, let's take it in. That's like 10 life I'm going to gain. Whatever. Go ahead and not block. All right, we're looking great. Hopefully he just doesn't bounce Lyra. That would be bad. He's got a man land up there. There's a dragon. Dragon does not have haste. There's the man land. Cool. There we go. All right. Once again, it's math. I think we're solid. No. Yeah, a little too late, baby. And we win! And we win! And he played that game so slow. Victory! All right, played against Piggy 45. Turn it off. I don't want to hear no whining from dragons. Hopefully keep Giada alive. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, I was hoping he was just going full green. With red, he can actually shoot things out of the air. Have a great time. Little Exemplar. And go Lyra on the next turn. That's great. I think I could take it. Oh, I should have attacked first. Big dummy. All right, there we go. Winner, winner. Victory dinner. All right, so here we are with Angels 2. And that was, Mono White Angel deck. Mono White Angels is always a great deck, in my opinion. I always love a good Angel tribal deck, and this was definitely one of them. My problem with this deck is it doesn't have enough control. We have 3 Sheltered by Ghosts in here, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the Inquisitor kind of peels things back a tiny bit because it delays things by 1 extra mana. That is it. Authority of the Consuls is probably the best control we got in here, but even then it just keeps haste from being a thing. So it was interesting seeing the new cards from Edge of Eternities in here. Still being able to play Angels, it was cool. But I think this Death Star definitely needs some more control. Some, whatever the one is that blows them away and gives the people 2 map tokens or something. That's what we really needed in here was some of that. Tone back on the creatures a little bit. I can tell you the 5s, these guys are a little expensive. And the one I didn't particularly care for was probably this guy, the Exalted Sunborn. Reason why is he seems like he synergizes great, but I don't believe we were really creating tokens that well. I mean, I guess if we had Giada in play, but Giada always gets toasted. I mean, there just wasn't enough going on. Also, this Lumen-Class Frigate, it's not Angel-y, and it just, I didn't feel like it really was synergized well with the deck. I mean, I know you could, if you get it out, you could go ahead and give all your guys +1/+1, make it into a nice Lord, and then you could potentially have a nice flying lifelink 3/5. It's all right. But yeah, maybe that's what I would toss as well as the Lumen-Class Frigate. Anyways, there you go. I thought this deck was better, but it needed more spot control. Because the problem is other people had spot control, and I was getting toasted for it. All right, let's get down to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? Like usually Giada ends up being number one when it comes to Angel decks. These guys are a little on the expensive side. God, Resplendent Angel. It's got so much good utility to it. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Resplendent Angel. I kind of feel like you're the best. We did have a lot of life gain going with this deck, and the ability to put out babies afterwards is incredible. So, yeah, I'm going to say the baby makerness of Resplendent Angel. Yeah, you are today's MVP. Congratulations. All right, was this deck competitive? I got a 57% win rate. It's good enough to play, but this deck definitely needs some love. So I'm going to say yes, it's barely competitive, but like I said, it needs more spot control, and you can definitely play it with white. Yet we didn't do it. It was more just about getting creatures out. It's not enough, man. It is not enough. You definitely need more control. All right, let's see. Was this deck fun to play? Yeah, provided your opponent wasn't just nuking every creature you put out, which happened a ton. This deck was fun to play. I love good Angel decks. I love the fact that they'll have flying. They got that evasion. People can't hold up against that. The only thing that was bad is you play up against other Angel decks, and then it was like, because then they can block everything you're doing, and just depending who got the advantage first. So, but for the most part, yeah, it was a good deck to play. Lots of fun. Was this deck interesting? Yes. Why is that? Because we got a bunch of cards in here from Edge of Eternities. What do we have new? We had Lumen-Class Frigate. We had this Guided by Light, not an Angel. We had Astelli Reclaimer. We had Exalted Sunborn. And we had the Starfield Shepherd. So we had a lot of great cards, a bunch of new stuff. So that's what made this deck interesting, was playing around with new cards. I think this could be tighter. I think this could be better. I think it could do a better job. And maybe I'll put some time into making a better version. This is not a version 2. I just was playing with another Angels deck from somebody else, and that one sucked worse than this one. So this is the second one I was playing with in the same day, thus it's Angels 2. So maybe tomorrow we'll see Angels 2v2 or something like that. Maybe. We'll see. All right, so there you go. Let's wrap this thing up. Was it competitive? Just barely. Was it fun? Yeah, for the most part. Was it interesting? Yes, because it had a bunch of new cards in it. All right, so let's add that up. That makes it, into my mind, an A- deck. A-. And if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.